Hello, and welcome to my stream today, where I am going to be continuing the Girls Frontline playthrough, where I am still, in fact, not done with Longitudonal Strain. Um, well, last time, seemingly, the train has derailed. Hang on. Let me pause that. I forgot something. Slightly important. And that is my model. So, while I do that, I'll just click through this. Give me 1 second, please. There we go. Now it should work. Any second now. There it is. So, as I have mentioned just now, last time we've gotten to the point where the train derailed. Civilians have been shot. Haven't managed to catch up on the last few stream, not like you understood what was going on anyway. At the moment, everything is everything that's going on in the event, for now, is self-contained in the event. However, we know that the commander has been called, and at least 2 dolls are on the way to reinforce whatever the fuck is going on at this train. We also know that this train has been derailed. It is now asking for help in the middle of a radiated zone. And right after they activated the distress beacon, lights turned on outside. Like, immediately after the train derailed and the distress beacon was activated. Disturbingly quickly. The moment that the civilians ran towards them, sniper fire opened and killed. So, yeah. So, for the moment, let's go and start with Luke Miller. No. Let's see. Yes. Oh, no, wait. Not Luke Miller? Not Luke Miller. We're actually on Maggie. The other one was displayed as new because I was on hard difficulties for the farming map. Ignore that. So, Maggie. Ballad in G minor. Never mind, we're going to quickly diverge. Pump some resources into... which I'm pretty sure is not how you say that name, but it's funny, so I'll stick with it. But hello, how are you doing today, Bakasura? On this beautiful Monday evening. A ruptured carriage, a broken droid, shattered rain. Woven into a sleepless night. Thunk. The smuggled military droid topples to the ground with a mighty crash. You're here to laugh at my reactions? Well, good luck. How can a Monday be beautiful? Good question. Honestly, every single person at work today was just not motivated. It was kind of funny. Do we keep going? Instead of mocking Daniel like he usually would, Nikolai shifts his gaze to Baba Luba in a weird show. A small handful of remaining Vori are huddled around her, waiting for their orders. Enough. Baba Luba looks around the underlings and sighs heavily. Withdraw. You'd have been the same if you were at work? I see. Once the order is given, the rattled Vori stumble out of the carriage in a rush. The demeanor cannot be more different than they swaggered on board earlier. It's hard to look threatening when one is running away with a tail between their legs. Mixing with the incessant rain, blood seeps through a layer of gunpowder and into the soil. The Vori trudge on heavily. Carriage over 9. Yep. Carriage 9 doesn't seem to be faring much better. As the footsteps slowly recede, Susanna's panic finally subsides. They're gone. Everyone is obviously shaken. Chaos has not engulfed this particular carriage thanks to Luke Miller. The humans are taking refuge behind sturdy obstacles, while the dolls are gathered near the bashed-in carriage door. Susanna may be relieved, but Maggie is uncharacteristically grim-faced. That's very unlike them. Maybe Luke Miller's tactics worked? Still hiding behind cover, Luke Miller frowns deeply and racks the slide of a gun after a pause. Their behavior was very odd during both the confrontation and the retreat. We mustn't let down the guard just yet. Only 10 dogs are currently able to fight. The body temperatures of some of the human passengers are already dropping. After taking stock of the situation in the inside carriage, Pavel comes up to Miller with Rosita in his arms. If we don't get any supplies soon, I'm afraid some of us won't make it. Rosita's fever is also getting worse. The emergency kit are all used up. We've also lost the food and water because of the crash in the rain. We make for the first carriage. Huh? I just received word from Lucas. The first carriage didn't take too much of an impact. There should be enough emergency power, water, and food to last us a while. The train must have been really dense, by the way. Why? I mean, it is an armored train. If you're talking about the radiation, then yeah. What? Really? Let's go already. Oh, thank God our Lord hasn't forsaken us after all. Because the dense materials block radiation, yeah. As I thought. Yes. Before Miller can even finish, the passengers all rush from their hiding spots, and the entire carriage bustles with frantic movements. Do ahead, come and take stock of our supplies. We should move as quickly as possible. Susanna musters what energy she has left and tries her best to perk up. Her smile looks a little false and even comical. But still, she retains her professionalism as the train stewardess. Leave that to me. The passengers are in a celebratory mood. Catherine grumbles to Maggie as she watches them from her seat on the floor. Do you think that was too easy? Maggie shrugs, her gaze still directed at the window. Even you can tell something's wrong, isn't it obvious? Catherine follows her gaze through the window and watches as the scattered group of dark figures traipse off into the woods in the distance. That's where the unidentified convoy is located, but unlike the last group, the Voice approach is met with no resistance. They're working together. Indeed. After some thought, Meg lets out a humorless chuckle. If only I could have a sip of whiskey. Catherine wordlessly produces a half-full and slightly battered bottle from behind her back. Maggie takes the bottle and studies the label. Gosh, where did you get this? I swept it at the bar counter when the Vori had me tied up. Sneaky bastard. That's me. It was going to be my last drink before I go to hell. But I'm giving it to you since you look so miserable. Maggie gives the bottle another look, then gives it back to Catherine. Keep it for now. We're not going to hell just yet. An incoming message. Who is it? Nikolai. Maggie looks down at the communicator with a frown. Only the goods are young. Good thing you're not good, and neither am I. Another message. I'm going. See you in Poznan. We're back the wrong horse. Oof. Oof. Who knew it was his coattails that we should be riding on? Maggie puts away her communicator silently. He found his way onto Noah's Ark. Well, we got left behind like fools. He's been slaving away for him all these years. How could he just abandon us? I'm so sick of playing the victim. The hand taps Catherine on the shoulder. Don't interrupt my emotional soliloquy. That fucking word is whack. My ship is sinking. Miss Catherine, the others are ready. Are you not coming with us? I'm coming, of course I'm coming. Wait. Maggie's eyes widen as she stares out the window. Look inside. Are we looking at tanks? Or are we looking at a Paradise leader? Political sort of speech, often with emotional backing. Let's see. Window with a view. God damn, not you again. The military march with earth-shaking steps and have the colossal metal serpent completely surrounded. Where's Carter? I called it last week. Where's Carter? I want the old man to finally be done. Captain, they're coming. The rain is pouring down in sheets. In the woods, a man squints from his high perch on top of an armored vehicle. Several figures have disembarked from the train on which they are shining their flashlights. However, this time, the man does not give the order to kill these people on sight. Halt. As the warrior reach their engagement range, the sentry guard blocks their approach. Scram, you're not the one I want to talk to. Despite his disheveled appearance, Nikolai's nose remains firmly turned up. Carter? Carter. Babaluba pats Daniel's hand. Daniel takes his cue and slowly pushes a wheelchair to the front. I would like to meet with Captain Evan. Babaluba raises her head. She looks past the sentry guard and gazes directly at the man towering over them. The man waves his hand and gestures for the sentry guard to let the Vori pass. He also gets off the armored vehicle. It's been months since we last met, Babaluba. We delivered 4 whole batches of weapons and ammunition to you back then. I never thought this would happen. That was a pleasant and fruitful transaction for both of us. I'm sure you won't disappoint me this time either, Babaluba. Nikolai. Nikolai grunts and hands a blood-soaked suitcase to a soldier next to Captain Ivan. After inspecting it briefly, the soldier opens the suitcase. It contains a bunch of dole calls, some intact while others are damaged. I did agree to get you out of here. Captain Ivan looks at Babaluba, then at the remaining Vori. However, we don't have enough seats. Do you know who you're speaking to? Nikolai closes in on Ivan and points his pistol at him. At the same time, the infantry units behind the captain also promptly draw their weapons and train them on Nikolai and the Vori. The Vori worship Satan. Nikolai raises his head. The blood still on his face is smeared in the rain, making him look more vicious. We don't know fear. For the first time, Babaluba's rage is fully visible on her face. She rises to her feet, her 2 guns also trained on Captain Ivan. This was just one of her irregular hunts while we're on the road. The flame of the Vori is still burning bright in Moscow. If General Carter wants to get his hand on the Neo-Soviet Union, he needs our help. See? Carter. I knew he was involved. Of course. Captain Ivan claps his hands. At Captain Ivan's cue, half of the Vori behind Nikolai point their muzzles at the new target. Something wholly unexpected. Your existence in the Vori is a joke. It's at Nikolai, isn't it? Nikolai! Hearing Babaluba's cry, Nikolai turns around, only to be met with an astounding sight. Daniel's gun is pointing straight at him. The muzzle is still smoking. Which means the gun has just been fired. An eerie sense of foreboding hangs heavily in the air. I'll you. Blood blossoms on his chest. Nikolai, still utterly perplexed, crumples to the ground. Without even the slightest hesitation, Daniel returns to Nikolai's stunned gaze and fires another round at his chest. Daniel's shots mark the beginning of a fierce gunfight. Babaluba lets out a furious howl and fires multiple times. The muzzles flash and 4 Vori fall. Babaluba realizes that she has been shot, but the shot was not fired by any of the Vori. She looks towards Captain Ivan, whose gun is also raised. Babaluba stumbles and falls on her knees in the mud. Mama. Nikolai also collapses in the muddy ground. Blood and rainwater mix with each other underneath him. The light slowly fades from his eyes. Babaluba cradles his body and looks up at Daniel, who is walking towards her. No wonder you insisted on boarding this train with me. She glares at her once trusted subordinate with hate-filled eyes. Yeah? Yeah, she's pretty creepy. Breaking the rules of the Vori is a worse offense than betraying me. Daniel, you have no place amongst the Vori Vizakon in Moscow. Am I the one who broke the rules of the Vori? No, it's you, Babaluba. Dan walks right up to Babaluba and presses his muzzle against the forehead. One important rule of the Vori reads, give up your own family. I abide by this rule. I killed my only younger sister. But as the leader, you spat your biological son and even hit him right by your side. Good for nothing, Nikolai. You are the one who betrayed the Vori. Nikolai cannot make a sound. The bullets have punctured his lungs, blood oozes out from his mouth and his breathing grows weaker and weaker. Babaluba has nothing to say against Daniel's accusation. She bows her head and looks at Nikolai. The rage and viciousness on her face slowly transformed into a tender smile. Having a weakness is a terrifying thing. She mutters to herself as she looks lovingly at Nikolai. That is a fairly neat image. The next moment, Bablieva grabs the barrel of Daniel's gun. Startled, Daniel pulls the trigger out of reflex. She really was a crazy bitch. Bablieva goes down. She's lying side by side with Nikolai. Her breathing stops in the gloomy night. Captain Ivan comes forward. He plants his foot on the ornate shawl and kicks the corpse. The bloody and muddy shawl wraps around its owner and sinks with her into the swamp. That man still looks like a Fed. Thank you for your contributions to the new Soviet Union. Carriage over 9, yeah. The scene plays out clearly through the window before the passengers still on the train. Everyone is silent, especially Maggie and Catherine. Just a few minutes ago, they were still risking their own lives fighting the volley, but here they are, watching these people meet their ends. Maggie reads the final message that the man had sent on her communicator. She chuckles bitterly and shakes her head. Yeah, that's fair. The rain is coming down more and more heavily. It pummels Susanna's head like icy knives. She feels like a pendulum, constantly swinging between hope and despair. She just desperately wants to close her eyes and go to sleep. Perhaps everything will be alright when she wakes up. Perhaps this is all just a dream. Despair spreads quietly throughout the train. Through the air. The surviving passengers start to languish in the carriage, many already mourning for themselves. We can't delay anymore. We must hurry up and move into carriage 1. It isn't over yet, so this isn't time for despair. Lyubila's voice is devoid of warmth, but it snaps everyone out of it. As Lyubila urges the survivors to form a line and keep moving, she suddenly notices that the grip she's been feeling on her arm is now gone. She looks back. Irma's still standing at the window and staring out in the daze. The scene she just witnessed is still burned into her eyes. Her mind seems to be a million miles away. Lyubila keeps calling her name, but there's no response whatsoever. At the summer garden. It is warm. It's a warm afternoon. The sunlight shines past the sunflowers beyond the French window, French windows, and into the living room, painting long streaks of light on the wooden floorboards. She pulls her gaze back to look at the tray in front of her, which it bears a cup of coffee. The wind blows through the long arched greenway. There seems to be a large marble statue at its end. The statue looks like a goddess. I'll go take a look. I wonder who it is. She ventures forth, walking slowly through the greenway. When she arrives at its end, just as she's about to see the marble goddess's face, an alarm rings, followed by a human voice. Irma, is my coffee ready yet? After a brief moment of hesitation, Irma places the coffee tray on the ground and sprints towards the statue. I just want to take a look outside. Irma, come back. I'll be waiting for you here. Emma runs to the end of the greenway, only to find the way blocked by a massive gate. The gate is covered in electric netting and metal cables. The statue, as well as the flowers and sunlight, remain firmly out of Irma's reach. Irma, why won't you do as you're told? Footsteps come from behind her. Irma feels compelled to turn around. A bullet hits her in the forehead. I'll just have to do this all over again, Irma. Forget everything and start again. In the mysterious garden, Irma opens her eyes once more. Are you awake, Irma? Yes. Who am I? You are my masterpiece, my one and only daughter. Why do you run? This is your forever home. No. I have to find the stork. Stork? Anchor points. So the stork is one of your anchor points. I succeeded. I finally succeeded. This is wonderful, Irma. Irma turns around and breaks into a mad sprint. The road seems to stretch on infinitely. But Irma keeps running tirelessly. She is determined to find the word that she had carved out in the secret stork. Bang. Good. I want to test if you can still find this anchor point again next time. Irma, I can't wait to see what you can do. At the summer garden. It is a warm afternoon. The sunlight shines past the sunflowers beyond the French windows and into the living room, painting long streaks of light on the wooden floorboards. She pulls her gaze back to look at the tray in front of her, which bears a cup of coffee. She can't bring herself to say anything. Tears stream silently down her face. Wake up. Irma ignores the voice completely. She ventures forth, walking slowly through the seemingly endless greenway, until she once again comes across the gate covered in electric netting and metal cables. Irma, why won't you do as you're told? She closes her eyes slowly and waits for the final gunshot. A figure pulls her to the side. She has dodged the bullet. Irma slowly opens her eyes. Wake up. Don't get lost in here. These memories will drive you mad. The summer garden shatters into a million pieces and disintegrates into sand. The scene changes, and she sees a train carriage instead. Someone is gripping her shoulders tightly. Irma looks up in confusion. You awake? Her mind starts to clear. Yeah. Time to go. Okay. Consider the grosso and a minor. Lumilla and Irma are walking down at the end of the queue. They both seem to have something on their mind. After a brief moment of silence, Lumilla stops and leans heavily against the wall. You must have taken quite a hit when the train crashed. Irma offers Lumilla a hand, but instead of taking it, Lumilla just stands up straight again after leaning against the wall for a while. I'm alright, let's go. Irma props Lumilla up with her own shoulders and refuses to let it go. Let's go. Lumilla lets out a sigh. Your neural cloud could really use some repair. Don't ever try to activate the summer garden again if there's no one else with you. I've given you the key. It takes Lumilla a moment to understand what Irma is implying. We probably won't meet again once this operation is over. Irma's just about to protest when Lumilla grabs her by the shoulder and puts a finger against her lips as a warning to stay quiet. Irma looks around and only then does she realize something doesn't seem right. It's too quiet. Where are the others? She turns around to look toward the front of the carriage. The line of passengers have left them behind and are nowhere to be found. Not a single person is around, and not a single soul can be heard. A single sound can be heard. How is this possible? The carriage in front of their eyes is completely torn apart the next second. The second carriage that suffered a massive crash earlier comes into view once again. Hey, Miller. Emma calls out softly. Her voice echoes around the empty carriage. Here. Thank goodness she's still here. Sounds of chatter and rainfall have all been replaced by deafening silence. We got dragged into level 2. A neural space modeled exactly like the future. I didn't notice at all. Emma gulps nervously. Even the cold express didn't make us so uncomfortable. Just as the two dogs are on high alert, footsteps interrupt their rapid breathing. At almost the same moment, Emma darts forward to position herself in front of Lumilla. But Lumilla takes a more direct approach. She raises a weapon and fires at the end of the carriage without the slightest hesitation. Ahem. Welcome, whoever you are. I wonder if you are currently in a very white outfit. Maybe with weirdly colored eyes, could be yellow or red. And belong to a faction called Paradeus. A graceful but sinister woman saunters towards them. She's very fucking... Lumilla's bullet is frozen in the air. She can see it spinning in slow motion along its trajectory. The target, the woman that appeared out of nowhere, simply raised her hands. Clack. Paradeus. Her low breathing sounds unusually loud in the empty carriage. It's as if she's breathing right into Lumilla's ear. Who are you? Irma keeps her gaze firmly fixed on the woman. She can sense instinctively a malevolence that far surpasses the voice emanating from the woman. She has never seen her before, but she knows with certainty that no matter what, she must not let her anywhere near Ludmilla. With a white flash, two spherical objects smash a carriage window. The white flowers on the window still flutter softly in the wind. The two spheres hovering in the air, aiming straight at Irma as they glow with a blue light. No. Irma studies the two ominous hovering cannons. The woman doesn't seem to even register her presence. The target is Ludmilla. The moment Irma comes to this realization, blue light beams slice through the air, emitting temperatures so high that they create visual distortions. Irma, move! No. Irma's body is trembling, but she refuses to budge. She plants herself firmly in front of Ludmilla, and braces for the laser beams to hit herself. The two cannons are still hovering midair. The ultra beams simply give a brilliant flash and do not even penetrate Irma's clothes. If not for the smashed window, it could have all just been a dream. Electronic attack neutralized. Loading. Irma takes a deep breath and glares at the woman standing before her. Say, boss, it's buy one to get one free this time. I need to turn on my light real quick. There you go. Happy? A familiar voice japs at Irma's ear like a sharp needle. You. Footsteps can be heard once again. The pupils of Irma's eyes, which are locked on the woman in white, contract sharply. What she is seeing is far more shocking than the strange woman. It's... oh. Well, I'm also supposed to drink something. The breathing is slightly getting unnerving. I don't like it. It's Maggie, though. Either Maggie or Catherine. Maybe Grey, but that's unlikely. Maggie? Irma's breath grows increasingly short. Her chest rises and falls rapidly. Her nerves seem to have snapped the moment Maggie appeared. I suppose this spells the end of the show, Irma. Strolling out from the white and blue gleam, Maggie walks up to the woman with a taunting smirk. Irma, stay calm. Ludmilla tries to think of something to say, but Irma has already let out a furious shout. You liar! Maggie bows and tips her hat. Oh my, that's a generous praise for a con artist. You played me like a fiddle. You must find this very funny. Oh yes. The way you're standing so protectively in front of Ludmilla is very amusing. Don't you remember the question I asked before? Which of you is the agent on a secret mission? So it's you. I knew she's a Soviet agent. Oh? Alright, you're a little girl with amnesia. There's something I've been meaning to tell you. The Dr. Hume that you've been trying to find is dead. He died at the hands of a Soviet agent long ago. Who knows? This instructor Ludmilla behind you could be the very same agent. The corners of Irma's lips twitch as she looks back at Ludmilla. Behind her, Ludmilla looks down and gives no response. She neither admits nor denies the allegation. Ludmilla? What is it, Miss Terriers? The knight named Terriers gazes at the two silent dolls and slowly speaks up. You take care of the short one. I want both neuroclouds. She says matter-of-factly with narrowed eyes. She's in the way. Maggie straightens up languidly and shrugs. As you wish. Terriers raises her hand wordlessly. The two hovering cannons immediately stop drifting aimlessly and start charging. Just then, Ludmilla suddenly lifts her eyes from behind Irma. Terriers pauses for a second. Ludmilla's hand is resting on a wristwatch. Snap. Meanwhile, Maggie snaps her fingers from behind Terriers. A laser beam that is even more powerful than the ones before shoots out from Terriers' head, melting everything in its way. What is going on? Something is wrong here. I have the feeling that Ludmilla and Maggie are actually working together here, but I'm not quite sure. However, its chief target has already disappeared the moment the attack even started. Irma, New Miller, and even Maggie behind her. They've all vanished without a trace before she attacked. Signal search, Luke Miller. Searching. Search failed. Signal search, Maggie Ponzi. Searching. Search failed. Damn it. So this is the judgment call you made on the front lines. Yes, I believe now is the perfect time to execute Plan B. But you do not have the full picture. I'm afraid I do not agree. There has never been a precedent. Please stop this right now. Need I remind you that I'm the one on the front lines. All strategies have no precedent before someone comes up with them. Surely you must have anticipated this back when you selected me for this mission. How certain are you that this will work? 100% certain. There's no time to waste. We must immediately move to carriage for 1. The first class carriage is intact. Once the gangsters have been dealt with, we should move more survivors here. I clicked on that again. I don't know why I keep clicking that button. I see. Okay. Both the gangsters and survivors got killed. What on earth are these people after? You are still so weirdly out of place. Actually, no, you're not. I know who you are. Why am I surprised about it? This is Terriers. In disguise. The hair color and the eye color matches. Oh, I see. I must find... Huh? What did you just say? Can't walk anymore. Can you give me a piggyback, Maggie? I don't want Pavel. Pavel, has the train stopped? Zeta seems to be having a fever. Well, why are you surprised? Yeah, why am I surprised? I knew that something was wrong with her the whole time. The question was just what? Special Operations Conference Room, Ministry of the Internal Affairs, Moscow, near Soviet Union. A week before Operation Eclipse. In the dimly lit room, the Protector's light is the only source of illumination. Standing on the podium with her hands clasped behind her back, Instructor R sweeps a fierce gaze over everyone sitting below. Team R is comprised of 24 members, 6 tactical dolls and 18 stateside combat personnel. These are the ones who will be undertaking Operation Eclipse. I won't repeat myself. Instructor R turns to the side and switches to the next slide using a remote control. This operation will be carried out on 2 fronts. The first is the official front. Route A on this front is codenamed Morning Star. Our agents will take off in a military helicopter at Smolensk Air Base and make for Gato Airport in Berlin. She observes the present humans' expressions. They are simply listening intently. Upon arrival, they will head to the target destination by military truck. Another slide appears on the projector screen. Route B, codenamed Evening Star. This team will depart from Voronezh Airbase with the land-based armored escorts. They will rendezvous with the other side upon arriving in the Berlin suburbs. The human's faces still betray no emotion. But someone raises their hands. We will be undertaking our missions on an official basis following both these routes? Correct. So, can I assume the true objective of these 2 teams are to be bait and the decoys to draw attention away from something else? That's not exactly the case. Instructor R turns and points at the screen. The second front is the civilian front. Route C, codenamed Noonday Star. That doesn't make any sense. What the hell is their codename? As you've correctly surmised, unlike the aforementioned routes, Team Noonday Star will be operating undercover. They will be moving via civilian channels. This operation is classified as top secret. But even so, we cannot guarantee the security of our intelligence network, which is why both fronts are very much real. The official front will definitely be met with the toughest obstacles. Indeed, our enemies will be hidden while we will be fully exposed. The soldiers fall silent beneath the podium. Despite Instructor R's assurances, that every route is of utmost importance, the seasoned veterans all know full well that under such severe conditions, the ones operating in official capacity will no doubt draw the strongest fire. In other words, they'll be the likeliest to fail and die. Let us handle the Morningstar route. Noonday Star shouldn't have a problem with on the Intercontinental Railway. I will be the one to decide who does what. But the Dawn Squad has the highest combat capability, so we should be given the most dangerous task. No, that's all the more reason you should go to the clandestine route. We must save the best steel for making the blades. Are you pitying us? I didn't mean it like that. Quiet. Instructor Ann reprimands the restless crowd. I will handle the job assignments. You just have to worry about the execution. Yes, ma'am. You're the one in charge, and we defer to your judgment. But no matter what your decision is, please make it quickly. We need time to prepare. Instructor Ann nods slightly. That's it for today. Dismissed. There's no need to conduct your daily training from now on. Get ready to deploy at any time. Yes, ma'am. At night, in the doll's dormitory. Other than a simple bed, a desk and a whiteboard take up almost... Other than a simple bed, a desk and a whiteboard take up almost all the free space in the room. Intelligence reports and a myriad of tactical handbooks are scattered all over the place. Instructor R has been standing in front of the map hanging on the wall for over 3 hours. Going down 3 separate routes for Operation Eclipse is the solution with the highest probability of success after running vigorous calculations. But to Instructor R, it is far from a completely fail-safe method. Morning Star and Evening Star will be operating on an official basis. Regardless of whether they are acting as decoys, they will need to be able to draw the enemy's attention. In other words, they need to be sufficiently strong. The gaze wanders along the routes traced by pieces of red string on the map. They need ample firepower, and they'll have to be ostentatious, making their way with brute force. There's no way the German government would greenlight this operation, so the troops at their disposal are very limited. How big of a force will the enemy deploy to intercept them? Judging by the extent of the enemy infiltration, they would certainly try to stop the Grand Duke from reaching Berlin at all costs. Which means... I see. The Doctor is no doctor. The Doctor is a Grand Duke, quote-unquote. I see. Far more valuable than expected. Which means... whether Noonday Star can remain completely in the shadows is the true deciding factor of Operation Eclipse's success. Instructor R rubs a temple with mild frustration. This is precisely where the biggest problem lies. It means nothing, even if I'm the only one aware of the whole plan. The more logical a plan is, the more predictable it is. At this stage, there's no telling how much the enemy knows and what they can do with the intelligence they have. She doesn't have any better alternatives. In fact, she doesn't have any alternatives at all. Operation Eclipse has to succeed 100%. There's only one way. To keep Noonday Star hidden. Instructor R turns around and walks up to her desk. All the documents on that desk are sealed and labeled top secrets. She sits down in a chair and rotates the face of her wristwatch. Now that all the routes are decided... is it time then? Pick 2 out of these missions. One of them will decide Noonday Star's route. The other will be yours to carry out, no matter which mission it is. I need you to undertake it as if it is the real mission. Understood. It's the safest to let someone unaware of the real mission choose, huh? Indeed. Instructor R's voice trails off slowly. Her body slumps. A few seconds later, she stands up straight again. But her eyes are now different. No one knows Instructor R better than Luke Miller. Likewise, no one knows Luke Miller better than Instructor R. If, as a doll, Instructor R is pure and simple soldier, then Luke Miller is the only one who is privy to her sentimentality as a person. Never thought we'd work together like this one day. Luke Miller trusts Instructor R implicitly. She has no doubt that the planning is carefully and thoroughly thought through. So her job is to perfectly execute Instructor R's plan and make the best judgment call out in the field. Is this the price of getting to use my body freely? Yamila reaches out and picks up the nearest file from the desk. She unseals it without hesitation and starts reading. The contents are clear and straightforward, but she still can't help but furrow a brow. The Intercontinental Railway. Bought the Intercontinental Railway train future and tracked down the manager of the Cold Express. This is the mission that Lumila has picked out. There's no more pretense. Our fate has been sealed the moment I've made my choice. Now tell me my real objective. I'll get started right away. On board the Cold Express. Ding-a-ling. Catherine, who has been lounging languidly in her seat, jumps to her feet at the chime. You're back? Wait, where did this kid come from? Maggie has appeared inside the carriage out of nowhere with a small girl in her arms. She blinks at Catherine. This is a byproduct of the transaction. Let go of me. Liar, traitor, scumbag! We have enough alarm clocks as it is. Maggie chuckles as Irma squirms desperately in her arms. She dumps the girl into a seat. Stay put. Irma turns around and eyes Maggie distrustfully. Are you keeping me locked up on this train? The way I was locked up in the summer garden? She glanced at Maggie with a complicated mixture of emotions. Not just anger, but also resentment. Summer garden? What's summer garden? Your level of intellect is making communication very difficult. But I have no intention of imprisoning you. I just need you to stay out of mischief. Liar. Who are you trying to fool? Then by all means, keep shouting. No one will come to your rescue even if you scream your head off. Maybe you should lay off watching your trashy soap operas. Can't you just humor me and let me say some badass lines? Emma shoots Catherine a disdainful look before flinging the window open and jumping out. The heck? Instead of trying to stop her, Maggie simply watches in amusement as she walks over to the bar and opens a bottle of tequila. Let her jump. If she dies, it's on me. Thud. Emma drops from the overhead luggage rack onto the same seat. If jumping out the window isn't fun enough, try hanging yourself. I've never seen it all die from hanging, but you can certainly give it a go. Leaning against the table, Emma gets to her feet. She seems oblivious to Maggie's mockery as she scans the carriage with narrowed eyes. You're not actually giving that a serious thought, are you? This carriage means a lot to you, yeah? You're lucky that you get to see such a tasteful carriage. I did say I'll tear your precious Cold Express apart, remember? You think I was kidding? Compared to the Summer Garden, your attempt to disguise your level 2 platform as a train is practically cotton candy. What kind of weird metaphor is that? It's flimsy as hell. With that, Irma suddenly stands the ramrod straight. Maggie and Catherine look on in confusion. They're just about to wonder aloud when all of a sudden... Emma's small body starts shifting backwards rapidly in the direction opposite to the one the train is travelling. She knocks a table away and crashes straight through a wall, creating a gaping hole in the retro-looking carriage. What the hell? Maggie, your train. I saw that. Maggie immediately goes running after Irma. She hasn't even got around to sipping a tequila. Hey, I just renovated this place not long ago. It cost me a freaking fortune. No matter how many times Irma is forcibly deposited back into her original position, she immediately resets her own coordinates to an absolute point in this virtual space. Ah, my digital cats! Catherine shrieks. Emma, stop now! Stop it now! You'll have to beg properly. The whole carriage starts shaking. Glasses on the table and paintings hanging on the wall all come crashing through the floor. I beg you, please stop it! Wow, don't you have any shame at all? My god, you idiotic ladyship! Can't you see I'm trying to rescue you? I rescued you from Tarius, alright? This is all Miller's fault. Seriously, what am I getting into this stupid deal? Ah, my Irish whiskies! Emma stops. Maggie watches as the Cold Express slowly stabilizes. She takes in the glass bottles lying in broken pieces all across the floor with a pained look. Some time ago, an encrypted communications request suddenly appeared in Ludmila's private channel. Madam Instructor, I hope you haven't forgotten your role in mission. Getting rid of you on the spot isn't all that difficult, you know. Now, don't be hasty. Remember what I said, we can have a deal as long as you name the right price. The way I see it, you're more of a con artist than a businesswoman. It's just a matter of perspective. Extortion is still a kind of transaction. In fact, and all transactions just a little extortionate. We all use whatever means necessary to obtain what we want for a cheap price. I don't see how I'm any different. You silver-tongued devil. So, Madam Instructor, would you like to do business with me? You'll need to show some sincerity before you start pitching. I know you're part of a top-secret mission. Your destination is Berlin. You associate as commander under the employment of a PMC named Griffin. From what I've heard, this commander's been causing quite a stir in Berlin lately. You're certainly well informed. Not many can go toe-to-toe with Paradise. This is the only person who is known to have grappled with those white monsters and not only survived, but also managed to corner them. So? I'm looking to work with a different contractor. What do you think? You're part of the Fox Sisterhood. That makes it very hard for me to trust you. Fair enough, but that's why I've spent the last 2 years preparing for my next client. After all, it's a dangerous world we live in, and there are too many unscrupulous villains around. The Fox Sisterhood's work is unscrupulous by nature. My, such generous praise. In any case, just write me a reference letter. I'm sure I'll be able to convince that commander to work with me. In return, you can name your terms. But the Fox Sister's now missing. Aren't you finally free? Why are you shackling yourself again? Soviet agent questioned me about shackles. How quaint. About as quaint as you talking about unscrupulous villains in this dangerous world. In the eyes of other dolls, it may look like I'm living the high life. The same goes for you. Maggie sighs deeply on the other end of the comms channel. Look, let's use the future as an example. You get to travel in the first-class carriage, sipping the best red wine served to you by Susanna, while I can only risk my life and be a stowaway. You must have made a fortune in this business by now. The money should be enough for several new bodies. Spoken like a true member of the upper class. You are a doll in the military. Maintenance and overhauls are a walk in the park for you. But drifters like us aren't so privileged. If it were up to me, I might actually prefer your lifestyle. Maggie lets out a bark of laughter. As if I'm living like this by choice. You see, most people don't get to choose the circumstances they're born into. You don't, and neither do I. Which is why I cherish every single choice that I do get to make. The choices that have passed us by, the ones that we never had in the first place, there's no point in beating ourselves up over them. It's not my fault that I didn't get to choose. But now I have a choice, and so do you, Madam Instructor. I'll think about it. I look forward to doing business with you. But I have an extra condition. Take Emma with you to Griffin's base. Maggie looks out the window into the distance. If I remember correctly, that goes directly against the Official Secrets Act, no? She's a doll created by Dr. Hume in private. We problematic human dolls aren't likely to have happy endings. Since I now have a choice, I'm choosing Griffin for her. Huh. You Soviet doll agents are equipped with surprisingly sophisticated emotion modules. The Vori will be storming this place soon. You don't have much time left. Fine, we have a deal. Well, that's something. Elegant bouquet on the table. After the Intercontinental Railway train future, not far from the destroyed carriages. Captain Ivan's standing by on this rainy night. That is, until the transmission finally comes through. Move in. I want this doll. A stream of code runs through. Captain Ivan enters his orders, and a stern-looking face wearing a hat appears. Instructor R from the 7th General Directorate Advanced Combat Training Team. She is the only doll in her unit. Little is known about her, considered extremely dangerous. The night rain has not let up at all, accumulating into puddles inside the train. The sound of splashing water only makes the crowd more depressed. Passengers in their protective gear are slowly moving towards carriage 1 under Susanna's direction. Please don't rush. The footing ahead is poor. The twisted interior of the carriage is uneven, so the group's forward speed is very slow. Susanna needs to help the elderly across even more challenging obstacles. Suddenly, a passenger screams, instantly drawing everyone's attention. They're moving. Look outside, Miss Stewardess. Susanna looks out the window. The lights are growing denser. They seem to be heading toward the train. They're making the move. We're doomed. I don't want to die here. The passenger runs towards carriage 1, not even caring about the mud puddles and debris below him. We need to hurry up too. Mind your feet. Don't trample each other. However, nobody pays any attention. The densely clustered lights outside the train are like blazing torches and vanishing moths, hurrying the people into their destined cage. Everyone begins to run, but only a single tall figure keeps distance from most of the others. Rosita, can you hold on a little longer? Rosita is curled up on Pavel's back. The solidification of her exposed skin seems to be getting worse. Pavel, I miss the sandwiches you made. Once we see the doctor, I'll make them for you. Okay. Nobody in the frantic crowd pays them any mind. With a reckoning at hand, nobody has the energy to spend on worrying about anything besides their own lives. It's a long, nerve-wracking journey. At last they arrive at the door to carriage 1. Susanna squeezes up to the front of the group and takes out her electronic key. Access level insufficient. Maggie, you bitch. To the passengers inside, I'm Stewardess Susanna. Our survivors need clean water, food, and rest. Please let us in. The face of a wealthy-looking man appears at the window. We can let you in, but you have to take off your suits first. What the hell are you saying? The purification system here have stopped working. We'll be exposed to the red zone. That's why I'm telling you to take them off. Who knows what kind of germs and radiation your suits have on them? What? You won't die if you're exposed for just 1 or 2 minutes. If you bring radioactive particles in here, we'll all be dead. The passengers outside exchange looks. As they think about the lights approaching them, they fall silent for a while, but eventually, they start unzipping their suits. The elderly, the young, the men, women. It should be fine now, right? The man slowly turns around to open the door. However, his head jerks up as he suddenly notices something. Wait a minute. What's that girl over there? The man is pointing at Rosita on Pavel's back. She's been infected, hasn't she? Are you trying to infect us all? The solidification is complete. She can still be saved. There's a doctor inside the carriage, right? Please, let us see the doctor. What good is a doctor at a time like this? Don't come in. We don't want to die. What? We did what he told us to do. Just because she's infected doesn't mean we are. Let us in. Who knows if she's infected you? Pavel. As the dispute rages on, Rosita pulls on Pavel from behind him. Don't hand me over to these people. They hate me. I don't want to stay in a place like that anymore. Rosita almost seems to be smiling as she says this. But her sightless eyes are oozing tears. I don't want to go back to a place where everyone hates me. Just leave me here. At least you're here, Pavel. Having you with me is good enough. Rosita's voice seems to be having some kind of magic to it. With the passengers still arguing hotly, her soft voice is barely audible to Pavel, who's right next to her, but it has somehow silenced the commotion both inside and outside the door. In this stifling quietness, Pavel thinks for a good long while before he finally answers. Rosita, I'm just a droid. I'm not your companion. I cannot stay by your side. You should be in the world of the humans. You belong there. I know where I belong, Pavel. I don't care if you're a droid or a human. The companion I care for is someone who cares for me, and not someone who hates me. The deathly silence is left hanging for a long, long time, until a drawn-out voice speaks from inside the carriage. Let them in. What? Did you hear that? Open the door! Doctor, are you insane? They've got an infected out there! As you said, I'm a doctor. Also, do you really think that we can keep ourselves simply by locking them out? The others are one thing, but what about the infected girl? She'll infect us all! I'll take care of it. Open the door. Dr. Rugosa's voice brooks no disobedience, and utterly defeats the man, who can't think of anything to say. The door that is locked from the inside slowly opens. Please come in. Register yourselves here in an orderly fashion. The people outside flood into the train carriage are still afraid the people inside will change their mind about letting them in. Pavel bows to Dr. Rugosa. Thank you. I'll leave Rosita to you. He puts Rosita down and hands her to Susanna. Lucas notices that other than Susanna, the other dolls have not entered the carriage. Aren't you coming in? Pavel shakes his head. Our mission is to protect humans. That's right. If there's danger, we can help hold the dolphin carriage too. Some of the dolls are silent while others sigh. Perhaps they all want to go to carriage 1, but maybe because dolls find strength and courage in numbers. Or maybe it's something else entirely. In the end, no matter what the real reason is, none of the other dolls step forward. This time, it is Dr. Rugosa who bows to them. We'll be counting on you. I'll check on the train. Dr. Rugosa nods, and after watching Pavel leave, he turns back to Rosita, who has lost consciousness again. Lucas, get me my doctor's bag. Yes, Doctor. Lucas nods, then turns to head back inside with Susanna. Rugosa stands outside for a while, looking thoughtfully down at the length of the entire carriage. There's no sign of life at the other end of the long, empty corridor. He turns, enters the cabin, and closes the door. Inside the lounge in carriage F1, okay. Doctor, I've done as the instructor requested. Thank you very much. I'll be counting on you to take care of this place now. I need to go help someone. Don't worry. Behind him, the dashing figure appears again in front of the door to the lounge. It's a shame. I have nothing that I can use to repay your trust. Do you have any extra handguns? Imola tilts her head to the side as she looks at Dr. Rugosa from behind. He seems very calm and resolute. What do you have in mind? That's a blueprint of a Statue of Liberty with a ribcage. Hang on. No, that's just the Statue of Liberty without a ribcage. That's just the Statue of Liberty. I don't know why it's there, admittedly. But hey. Behind it all. I mean, I thought you meant the thing down there. I'll fight it to the bitter end, just like you did with the volley. Oh yeah. I mean, it's less a rib cage and probably just a reinforcing structure, but I don't know. The miller keeps gazing at Rugosa, who shows no sign of hesitation or uncertainty. A moment later, she takes a pistol out from a hip holster and hands it to him, but butt first. The Rugosa solemnly accepts the gun. A look of sadness appears on Lucas's face as he sees this. The firelight from the outside illuminates Rugosa's face. The tentacles of the military have spread to the every part of the train apart from the VIP class carriage. If I'm not mistaken, you are the objective? Yes. Which is why I will settle all of this by myself. So what do you plan to do? No shit, Sherlock. Let the dawn light up the night. Instructor Lumilla, it's been an honor. Meeting you here now. I feel the same, Dr. Eugene Rugosa. Lumilla closes her eyes in a rare smile before she strides out the door. Everyone has their own mission. Right now, my mission is to save that child. Our connections are down. Good thing the doctor has kindly provided the lounge in the first-class carriage for us to take refuge in. I clicked on it again. Why do I keep clicking on that damn button? My god. Carriage level 1. I can't go there. Thank goodness to Dr. Rugosa. Oh, it would have been another fight. I really don't have the energy for that. No, not you. Most of the ones who came here are human. The only doll is a stewardess. Sell out a place that everyone, since everyone knows the chest of the statue contains his chained up heart. I forgot. It was GTA 4, wasn't it? Or was it? Was it 4? I don't remember which GTA it was, but it was a GTA reference. GTA 4, okay. We agree that it's coming apart, so it's coming apart. Maggie looks troubled. Guess my 80 backups are gonna come in useful. Rosita saved. I don't want to go back to a place where everyone hates me. Well, continuing onwards. Vendor's Pushcart. That's the one that plays in not New York. There's a rustling amidst the rubble, as though someone is moving swiftly through it. After ensuring that nobody's paying attention, Maggie pushes an intact snack cart out from the corner on the carriage. Jerky or chocolate? Catherine, who has emerged from hiding as well, glares at Maggie. Her face twitches in annoyance. Are you actually in the mood to be eating at a time like this? Well, what would you do? Hey, classic. Let me give you a quick shout out. How did the ultimate go? Hope it was fun. And successful. Kinda meh. Kinda meh. Sometimes that's just how it goes. Can't put them all. Yeah, I mean, ultimate progress probably takes a while. Maggie sits down on a ragged sofa and opens a packet of cookies, then lies down like she's in heaven. It would have to be heaven if she were not surrounded by the ruins of the dining carriage. Tanks have died too many times to face transition for your liking. It is what it is. Emma peeps out from behind Maggie, a suspicious look in her eyes. Couldn't know how hard or not it is. It is generally considered to be the hardest content in the entire game. And I think you might have seen us Savage Raiding before. Because Savage Raiding is like a lot easier than Ultimates. Catherine glances at Irma, and then flinches a pack of olives from Maggie's little pushcart. Never understood what I was seeing when I was watching it. Fair. That fight in particular is the easiest of the Ultimates, but it's still completely bonkers. I mean, it's the first Ultimate that was released, right? Why don't we just hand her over? And then what? Get shot full of holes by the soldiers outside? Do you have to discuss this in front of me? But even if we don't do that, these soldiers will destroy the train carriage by carriage. And you can count the numbers of dungeons raids you did yourself in any ammo on your hands. Yeah, I can't. If you're ever into some kind of MMO, I do recommend Final Fantasy XIV. It's very beginner friendly and honestly it's a very good story. If you don't like MMOs, that's fine too. How much longer can we hold out? Why didn't we run to carriage 1 with the others? You know what they say about putting all your eggs in one basket. And besides, I've only heard people hunting elephants, not ants. I'm free. Fair. Your friends pounded at you in 24 languages. That is fucking hilarious. But did you see the new one? Because it's been extended. And with that, I both mean the copy pasta and the trial. Just omelette, yep. That's because elephants are worth more than ants. Maggie rolls eyes at her. All we can do now is to keep our strength and stamina up, put our hands together, and pray that Madam Instructor pulls off a complete victory. If we're counting on her, then isn't this plank we're clinging to a little too small? I feel like we've already been carried away by the flood. Isn't this common occurrence for us? Or did you think our planks from before were very big? Well, it's true, we're either having adventures on the way to an adventure. Change is the only constant, as they say. And the only safety is the pursuit of the safety itself. Catherine sighs heavily. My life sucks. Just don't like to get stuck with an owner like that. We couldn't catch a break at the beginning, and it's just been endless suffering through all our lives. What was the owner like? No comments. Then tell me everything you know about Dr. Hume. So you can't afford to pay for the information now. But don't leave me this tab. Eh? You're not mad at that anymore? That's between her and me. I'll ask her to explain everything when she shows up. You tell me what you know first. Maggie size. Actually, I don't really know that much. I mean, he wasn't a regular customer or anything. He did do business with me, but as a seller, not a buyer. Back then, he was selling some kind of self-developed doll technology. The product description for it was really weird, which actually left an impression on me. Doll-related technology using dolls as research subjects. It seemed interesting to me, so I flipped through it. She thinks for a bit. Let me think. I think part of it went... If the point was to make a better killing machine, it wouldn't have to look like a human. Physical performance isn't everything. More importantly, dolls are supposed to be an improvement on humanity. Yeah, that's the one. What does it mean? How should I know? I'm a social engineer, not an actual engineer. But to my knowledge, all the dolls that took part in the experiments, they all went mad in the end, until the neuroclouds melted down. You make him sound like some kind of mad scientist. You mean he wasn't? I thought he was my mother. Humans all love playing pretend. One of our mistresses had always had us call him a lady. Even though she wasn't a lady, or rich. I'd secretly roll my eyes every time I had to call her that. That's just how humans are. They seek things that they lack. Same goes for us. So you're saying that I lack a mother? What I mean is, you should know your own identity, Miss Irma. Irma stands up and shifts position before sitting down again. You're a doll, and no matter how people may try to pretend otherwise, the relationship between you and them is servant and master. They control our lives, our futures, and our destiny. That's why interpersonal relationships among humans cannot be applied to us. No matter what you call each other, you shouldn't delude yourself. You're just a pet. So I'm not his daughter? No, you're not. Am I a joke then? Maggie suddenly keels over on the spot. Catherine hurriedly catches her falling body. She's crashed again. No, it's that woman. Maggie needs us. We need to help her. Well, duh. I told her letting Paradise mess with a neurocloud was a terrible idea. The unconscious Maggie lies in Catherine's arms, as though she were sound asleep. As though she were in complete hibernation. Well, that's wonky. Blue screened. Carriage everyone is so luxurious. It's not meant for dolls like me. Found you. Midnight Star authorizations activated. There's people out there clearly here for the instructor. Who knows when the real rescue party will get here? Don't click on that button. Miss Maggie needs help. Maggie, I knew she wouldn't spare us. Due to the persistent high fever, the girl dozes off lethargically. Thank you, Dr. Rogosa. Boop. And a boop. Darkness. Aside, hearing, and all her senses are gone. Maggie is held captive by an endless stretch of darkness. The silence is both eerie and familiar. She chuckled sardonically to herself. How rude, interrupting my conversation with my friends like that. Maggie cannot hear her own voice at all, but she still challenges the darkness. You betrayed us. The voice is not speaking through Maggie's ears, and hearing module, it feels more like a direct punch to a neural cloud. Now, I didn't know nothing so heinous. If memory serves, our business is already concluded. I helped you find that Soviet agent, did I not? Save your flowery words. I want her coordinates. Maggie's neural cloud feels like it's being thrown in a grinder. She can clearly perceive Tarius' anger. Pain shoots to her head, but she still retains her usual business-like smile. You'll have to pay more for that. But if you have the money, I can certainly provide the required service. Give them to me. Tarius pauses, and Maggie feels her bondage easing a little. Ahem. Right here. A white orb flies out from Maggie's palm. It drifts slowly over to Tarius, twinkling enticingly. Tarius reaches out to it. When she makes contact, Maggie lets out a light chuckle. Welcome to the seance room. What's happening? From beneath hell I gaze up at heaven. A crystal glass of tequila slumber. Reflects soul in its truest form. The liquor cleanses the blood vessels. Leaving happiness behind, leaving sorrows behind. Leaving madness behind, leaving silence behind. O wandering spirits, heed my heart and answer my summon. A bell goes off and firelight starts dancing. Tarius is seated in the center of a theater where musical is being performed on the stage. An alluring soprano croons with great emotion, her voice being accompanied by ethereal music. In sleep he sang to me, in dreams he came, and that voice which calls to me, and speaks my name. And do I dream again? For now I find the Phantom of the Opera is here. I see. I think that's actually the real lyrics of that, and if it is, I can't fucking sing them. She gazes at Tarius tenderly, flames flick at the skirts of her long dress, and starts snaking around the entire theater. Did you think what class you're gonna want to play on Saturday? Not yet. I'll find time, probably maybe after stream, I'm not sure. I haven't started character creation yet, either, and I don't know if I want to do that off or on stream. But if I do it on stream, I'll do it before the usual stream time. To not, you know, do on stream? Okay. Baldur's Gate. I wanted to actually ask everyone that if they're also available, because, Classic, apparently you weren't aware. We have a full 4-player party. I thought I mentioned that in the RPG chat, but apparently I did not. Yeah. Yeah, we do. I mean, we don't have to have a 4-man, but we do have a 4-man. We have Sleepless, you, Ask, and me. I mean, yes, you figured. I was just... no, I just mentioned something earlier about, you know, making a character, and I was a little confused. Okay. No? Or just that I should make a character? I don't know. I told Ice I'd make a character. I see. That's what you said. I see, I see. She gazes at Tarius tenderly. Okay, I already read that. Sing once again with me. Our strange duet. My power over you. Grows stronger yet. Heard that throwing stones at chairs is a viable gameplay strategy in Baldur's Gate and you're confused. What? Okay. Interesting. I mean, to be fair, I've seen, well, not seen, but read some wacky-ass things. Like, apparently, there's a moment where you assault a city, and somebody got through that by stacking 47 chairs or something like that, and just climbed up the wall. Just walked up the chairs or something, I don't know. That's what was written, and I was very confused. No, wait, it was barrels. That's what it was. Or crates, something like that. Shut up. Like an uncultured soldier destroying all oil paintings, Tarius opens fire with her hovering cannons. The soprano's beautiful face is ripped apart. It gradually disintegrates into an oil painting being engulfed by fire. A Bloody Mary for you. Enjoy. A wine glass filled with crimson liquid is conjured out of thin air and drops to the ground. So a video of Matt Mercer doing exactly that. I just read a post about it. I was very amazed at the fact that that's a thing you can do. The burning blaze turns red, and Maggie has already disappeared from stage. Click. Tarius snickers. Stupid tricks. A hovering cannon fires another shot right at the theater, drenched in red. Boom. The theater shatters like mosaic pieces, suspended in mid-air in the bottomless level 2. Everything is now red. Blood slowly streams down Terrace's face. She wipes it with her hand and gives her finger a lick. You didn't simulate the taste of blood. Too cheap, Maggie. You think? The bell chimes again. Fox raises his glass of tequila slammer. Her heart and lungs are set aflame. Desires and deception intertwine. The devil exposes the angel's hypocrisy. New colors appear before Tara's eyes as she finds herself now sitting in an extravagant casino. Bodies keep rushing past her. The air is filled with a strong cologne, the pungent smell of cigars, and the fragrance of the casino itself. Among the boisterous crowd, she holds a playing card in her hands. She flips it open and studies it. King of Spades. Maggie, I'm running out of patience. She gets to her feet. Miss Harris, this game isn't over yet. Screw off. Terrace whips out her hand, and all the chairs in the casino are pulled together. Miss Terrace, big or small? Using the chairs as projectiles, Terrace holds them at the smiling server. Miss Terrace, the dice are cast. The server's face breaks into shards. Miss Terrace, those who will lose will be trapped here forever. Terrace stalks off murderously towards the young girl hiding in the corner without a backward glance. Miss Terrace, they serve a really interesting kind of sparkling wine here. Ali Gaga and the 40 Drunkards. Would you like to try? Maggie, what do you think your nitro modifications are? A gift from the devil. No, from the god of death. Maggie slides under the sturdy casino table and crawls toward the main entrance using it as cover. Heavy objects pummel the table like hail. Maggie rolls a pair of dice. All the colors suddenly swirl into incoherent shapes before Terrace's eyes, and everything loses its shape. The bell goes off once more. Here are 2 tequila slammers. One for Satan, and one for myself. In the darkness, Terrace slowly opens her eyes. An offensive odor assaults her nose, making her frown. The scene before Terrace slowly resolves into clarity. I was too merciful to you. This is an abandoned factory. Paradeus plant. A place hidden within every Ninetales deepest memories. On the working production line lie rotting corpses that give off a nauseating stench. This is where the raw materials for creating Ninetales originate from. Maggie, are you planning to hide inside the dead body again? On the production line, a large Ouija board slowly rises up from the pile of corpses. Then a planchette appears out of thin air. The planchette hovers slowly over the Ouija board. Yes, no. It whiplashes back and forth between the two answers. Miss Eve. Terrace inhales sharply. Maggie, you did it. You get to see the real me. This time, half the cannons don't just appear individually. Instead, a whole wall of them are arrayed behind Terrace. The sculpts in the production line slowly melt and fuse into a single doll. Mysterious, is it too late for me to surrender now? What do you think? I'm showing my hands. I honestly don't know where she is. Limela has completely cut off her own signal. You think I'd believe you? I'm telling you the truth. I swear on gold. Darius gives her no more time to speak. The entire plan is now completely distorted. The array of hovering cannons all fire upon Maggie. I'm really staking my life on this freaking job. Maggie closes her eyes. A crisp gunshot rings out. It hits Terrace on a mechanical arm, but the round just ricochets onto the ground. It's not quite time to give up yet. What are you doing here? I couldn't just leave someone with an attack point of 5 to fight on our own, could I? Well. Quite literally staking my life on this deal. Why are you standing again? You were lying on the floor dead. Why are you standing again? I think that might be a bug, but maybe if it's not... What is going on? What is going on there? Nikolai is just standing there. Oh hey, M327. Very nice. Now what do we have here? You realize that being dead is cringe. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. To be fair, this is a normal difficulty map, so nothing here is too bad. Eliminate all enemies and occupy 15 nodes. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We already do occupy 15 nodes. So we have to defend a certain amount of nodes here. Got it. Hang on. I'll retreat you. Put one here. And put you here. Ah, see, there's some more extra enemies. They're defensive. You are on the defensive for this mission. Enemy reinforcements will keep spawning around the boss, whose power will diminish with every turn until a certain level. Okay. You are weak. Like, disturbingly weak. It's time to bring out the classic, the standards, the one and only, the Exodia Squad. And then some others as well. But you know what? Sure, we haven't used to the entire event. I like the squad. It's funny. Because being dead is in fact cringe. So we just become invulnerable. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, why the fuck did it capture that many nodes all at once? What the fuck? So... No, I want to defeat more units at once. 1, 2, 3, 4... 4 is a good number. Let's go! To be fair, for the normal difficulty, the sheer firepower of my Assault Rocket Squad is kind of ridiculous. However, it's not the only one. There's also that machine gun squad that's very strong. Blah. Very good. I think the music just broke. It sure did. Armor units. What a shame. There goes most of them. Minimal damage taken, because these guys were heavy armored. So I needed something with armor piercing to effectively take them out. Or a massive fuck-off grenade. And to the boss. Now, I don't know how this boss works, and what kind of attacks she has. But considering her strength, I don't think it'll matter. Battle success. Good. Let's spawn the 5th squad. You know what? I'm spawning it. Because that's not the boss. Ah. Second phase? I mean, I meant not the boss of the event. Can't clear that stage with the wheelchair lady chasing me for 5 turns. It's really annoying. I understand entirely why. It's a baiting stage. You're not supposed to attack her, you're supposed to basically bait her in circles. It's really annoying. I can try to give you a little bit of an assistance here, but it still kind of relies a little bit on luck. Also, I need to clear the stage first. Hey, look, it's the heavy armor fox again. And plop. Oh, this time only one of those squads died. Try that again. Works. Killing the damage dealers, you know. More shields. More smoke. More grenades. Flip. And that squad is dead. The main thing about that map is knowing where to kite and how to do it. Weird. Very weird. So basically, all units need to be taken out all at once. Just switch these. We're going on the offensive here. It's a Gundam! Gundam's gone! Okay. Next up, we're gonna move you here. Gundam. Yes. This squad should be able to kill this fairly simply. Because IWS Exodia squad is completely ridiculous. I love this squad. I love it quite a lot. So that squad will stay there for a moment, because I need to clean up the left side here. Actually, no. You go down here. You go over here. No, you won't. You over here. Then you'll go over here. Here. Go. This should be fairly simple, because rifles. Big rifles. Fire once more, please. Thank you. It's still a little awkward that sometimes the music a little breaks, you know? Time to brut. The Gundams could be a problem. Never mind. The Gundams have been removed. Yeah, these are not Gundams at full force. Gundams at full force are arguably some of the most annoying enemies in the game. End the turn. That leaves 2 enemies, which will probably spawn even more enemies. Very good. Thank you very much. That's what I wanted you to do. You're dead. And they're all gone. Also, normally, if you find the Gundams, you don't want the Taunt Fairy, because it will get you fucked. Which is not all that fun. Very good. Anti-W, blasting them all. I like Anti-W Mod 3. She's great. So now I need to capture some nodes, I think. I see. I need to capture a lot of nodes. Damn. This should capture 2. Jesus Christ. Thank you very much for the follow on Antori. That's it. That name flows very nicely. I like it. You move here. You move here. And you move here, I guess. That should provide an encirclement for that tile and capture me like a few tiles at once. Which is nice. Circlement capture. Thank you very much. How many more do I need? 1. God damn it. Done? Not done? Done. Very good. Also, Nitro was very well aware that this was not going to be the final boss of the event. I just expected her to be a little bit stronger. But, for the map that you were having problems with... Not this. Actually, shouldn't be... I clicked on it again. There's that one button that apparently, if you click it, stops all interactions with everything else, which is annoying as shit. Couple variations, the Firebird. Symphony number 9, which one was it? Fuck. I think it was a Maggie mission? Don't remember which one. Not this one. This is the wrong one. Was it this one? I don't think so. No, that's not it either. Maybe it was a Miller mission? Or was it an Irma mission? I don't remember. You, maybe? Ah, yes. This is it. So, if you're still here, Antori. Wait, no, this is not it. I'm stupid. This is a different one. Shit. Later. Further on in the event. Damn it. Hang on. Need to find the map. I think yeah, okay, I unlocked the ranking map, which is great. Oui. So Maggie needs help. Yep. Was this one? Fuck, I forgot which one it was. Ah, found it. So, hear me out here. If you're still here, please send me a message real quick, because I don't know if I'm actually explaining this for you right now, or if I'm just doing this for nothing. But the way of clearing this that I found is the following. Unless you... Actually, I don't know. Do I... I don't have much time for streaming in general, usually, but hey. I'll help you. I hate this map. I really do. So. I moved you up here. Then I moved you up to here, I think. No, not up to here. That's the wrong tile. Damn it. How did I do it again? Fuck. Forgot my strategy. I'm not very smart. I think I moved you down here. Oh yeah, down here, and then I moved you to here. That's what it was. Because I needed to get rid of the capturing enemies close to me first. So, this is fine. They're all dead. I broke the music again. But that's fine. So. Again, I don't know if you're still here, Antori, but if you are, I hope you are watching. This should be your first turn. Moving a squad down here to get rid of that enemy unit that is on capture near you. Moving Irma and Co. up here. Because Irma and Co. can fight once. Most of the time. It's a little inconsistent. And that is the unfortunate truth here. Obviously, we don't want to fight the boss. I have seen someone that did fight the boss and killed it. We want to move our combat squad into this unit and move Irma into this unit. That is important. Because we need to get rid of both of these, because otherwise they will just continue charging at our lines, capture our stuff, and we're dead. Now, our combat unit is obviously able to shred the enemy with absolute impunity. The problem is the Irma squad. Depending on your luck, they'll either die or they'll live. I don't know why they even get the chance of dying after one bit of combat. It's kind of stupid, especially, like, it's the same squad that I attack with it every time, and sometimes they die to it, and sometimes they survive. But yeah. This takes a moment. Which is, obviously not great. Also, I think this time around, Irma squad will die. Just because of the enemies that they're prioritizing. In other words, this time, it's a failure. I hate this map. I hate it. Why is it so inconsistent? Why? Why? But basically, you need to fight there with the Irma squad once, swap your squads at the end of the turn, so that your combat squad faces the enemy and not Irma. Then, in the next turn, swap them back and kite the granny around the bottom. While at the top, you just retreat one tile at a time with Irma. That is the best thing I can tell you at the moment. Also, I'm going to continue with the story now, because, yeah. As I've mentioned, I don't have that much time for streaming. Unfortunately, because I do have full-time work. Most of the time, I have like 2.5 hours a day. On the scarred battlefields. Terrorists are still unleashing all our firepower. Show yourselves. Shoot by the flimsy piece of obstacle. Ludmilla directs Maggie in digging in a makeshift trench. You're such a dependable client, instructor. I'm giving this experience the highest rating in all the years I've been spent working in this industry. How much longer can you sustain electronic warfare of this intensity? About a minute. With your help, I might be able to stretch it to 2. That's not enough. I'm almost at my limit. You see a current state? There's no way I can take that on. My neurocloud is practically soup at this point. Ludmilla falls silent. Can you tell me what you're planning to do? There may be a way. Sorry, I cannot divulge any state secrets. Is it too late for me to jump ship now? We need at least another 10 minutes. Can I really trust you? I cannot divulge any state secrets. I'm changing my review rating. Instructor Ludmilla, you'd better make this work. Terra's attack has completely exposed them. Maggie fishes out a playing card from her breast pocket, a king of hearts. Then she snaps her fingers. Mysterious. See ya. In a hidden chamber on board the Colt Express. An old carriage with an old gas line and an old table. The sights have never been so reassuring. Ludmilla and Maggie appear in the same time right next to Catherine and Irma, who have been waiting for quite some time. You're finally back. You came back with another one. Irma takes in the pair of frazzled dolls and tilts her head. She pulls the hood back over her head. Ludmilla ignores the small exchange and addresses Maggie directly. She'll catch up in no time if this is just another dressing for your level 2 neural space. No, this space is Catherine's. I've changed the authorizations and handed the controls over to Catherine. Can we finally wrap up the job? No, we need to hold up on for 10 more minutes. Tough luck, this place won't last more than 5. They modify my neurocloud so they can always track me down very quickly. Even if she moved at the snail's pace, holding on for 5 minutes would already be a stretch. Silence hangs in the air. But they cannot afford to waste even a second. Catherine breaks the silence and asks matter-of-factly, can you guarantee Maggie's survival if we somehow give you these 10 minutes? Sorry, I cannot. Catherine flies into a rage. Maggie, let's just go. Why are you still bothering with her? Emma steps in front of Catherine and cuts off coldly. She didn't say she'd die for certain, which means there's a chance that she'll survive. If you bail now, you think you can escape the military outside the train? Ludmilla looks at Irma, but her face is completely obscured by her hood, making it impossible to discern any emotions. If the authorization can be transferred, try my neurocloud. No. Why? Your neurocloud is very unstable. The most important thing right now is dealing with that strange woman. Don't forget, my Neurocloud also has very strong regenerative capability. No. The conversation stalls once again. Maggie sighs. But 10 minutes really is impossible. Ymila is adamant. I need at least 10 minutes. In that case, we must terminate our contract. With a helpless shrug, Maggie takes Catherine's hand. This is beyond our ability. Ymila looks at them with great determination in her eyes. Even if you give up now, you won't end up in a much better situation. If we persist, there may still be some hope, but if we give up, failure will be the only outcome. Catherine casually interrupts the tense confrontation. Remember the password for my bank account? Maggie's momentary surprise is soon replaced by hopelessness. But even the bank may be compromised this time. Catherine gazes at Ymila and speaks with solemnity that she has never shown before. Instructor Ymila, Maggie is placing her bets on you, so I can only follow suit. When that woman finds her way into the space, you guys must leave immediately. I will buy you 10 minutes. But just 10 minutes. Not a second more. Leave the rest to me. A mighty explosion blows the carriage door into smithereens. Terrace immense foam towers over the dolls. Go! The carriage rapidly shifts and the walls are now made of playing cards. Then the walls of cards come crashing down. An asphalt road stretches out into the distance. Then the scene becomes technicolored. It is transformed into Catherine's favourite street. That's this TV series, in which a bionic cat falls in love with an A-doll. Catherine turns into an electronic cat and runs down the streets. What the fuck? What is going on now? Humorous graffiti. The rain keeps pouring down. Gunshots and firelights fill the night, turning the dark, ruined carriage into an endless corridor of nightmares. Maggie clings tightly to Irma's hand and runs through door after door. Are we really not going to take her? At the very least, we are together at Neurocloud Core. Irma looks back, but Maggie doesn't give her a chance to hesitate. In fact, she's going so fast that she almost pulls Irma off her feet. Maggie coldly interrupts Irma. If you waste a single moment, I'm going to leave you behind. A message comes through through the comms channel. How long until you reach carriage over 2? 40 seconds. No, half a minute tops. Then do you have any questions? We just need to wait, yeah? That's right. Help us on the way. Then I'm good. You're going to do something very dangerous, right? Yeah, I'm going to do what I ought to do. So you're not going to explain anything to me? I'm sorry, Dr. Hume is a military secret. Do you want to back yourself up in my Neurocloud? The Summoner Garden, you should know what it is. There's no need for that. I work for the military. The transmission seems exceptionally quiet for a moment. 10 seconds. Is your real name Luke Miller? It's a name I've given myself. With that, Lumina terminates the transmission. She listens to the pattering of the rain outside the door, then she lowers her head and sighs. Do you regret this? You suck at telling jokes. You're the field commander now, so this is your choice whether you lose or win. It's our choice, Instructor R. Because we are one. Carriage Level 1, yeah, okay. After taking in the fleeing passengers, the already cramped space becomes even more packed. That unpleasant exchange at the door, in particular, has clearly divided the carriage into 2 camps. Dr. Ragosa is caught between the original occupants and the later arrivals as they stare daggers at each other. Despite being sandwiched between the 2 parties, Ragosa seems almost oblivious to the tension. Cleaner wounds. Yes, Doctor. He's entirely focused on the girl lying on the table. Much of her exposed skin shows small-scale silicification. Fortunately, it's not very deep. Unfortunately, the harsh environment and her already frail constitution have caused complications that might kill her before the Elite does. Lucas wipes the sweat from Dr. Rugos' forehead. The firelight outside the window suddenly flickers, and a massive explosion comes from the other side of the door, which makes all the passengers shudder. Those ruthless killers are still sweeping the train. What's in it for you to work so hard on saving her? A woman from among the crowd watches her go to work and ventures a nervous question. However, Dr. Rugos' hands do not fart in the least because of the approaching shadow. This girl's only family is a droid that none of you would even bother to look in the eye. Right now, he is doing his best to fix the train's emergency systems. If he hasn't given up yet, then how could I? He's a droid. Protecting us is his job. And I'm a doctor. Saving people is my job. After muttering deliriously for some time, Rosita's labored breathing gradually eases up. Ragosa checks the temperature with the back of his hand, and he, too, sighs in relief. Boom. Just then, the darkened carriage is suddenly bathed in the light again. The sudden surprise banishes the dark clouds hanging over everyone's head. The passengers, who were all so glum just a second ago, all look up and around in a gaze. It's not time yet to give up. Dr. Ragosa's deep and sonorous voice fills the room. The dawn will come soon. Muttering to himself, the doctor pulls a blanket over Rosita. He looks up at the tightly shut carriage door. The rest is up to you, Madam Instructor. Captain Evan raises an eyebrow as he looks down at the corpse before him. Planet's eyes are wide, like his death had completely taken him by surprise. Dump the corpses here. We just witnessed an infighting among the Sakharovs. Tut-tut. Yes, sir. As he looks at the relay train in the distance, Captain Ivan picks up his communicator and makes a call. Click. The call connects. We have swept through 21 carriages so far. Should we continue? Proceed. You are too inefficient. Then grant us permission to use heavy weapons. Permission granted, but wait until I eliminate this target. Clara's cold robotic voice rings with authority. Roger. The transmission ends. Captain. Wait a little longer. Ivan hands the communicator to the adjutant beside him, then puts his hand behind his back and gazes at the train in the distance. Suddenly, he raises his head. The rain has stopped. Fate. See that actually, Ludmilla? Catherine is lying there quietly as if she were asleep. Just glad that Lorita does alright. Due to a persistent high fever, the girl does... Okay. Okay. Goodbye, Ludmilla. ... The rescue teams have responded to a distress call. Something feels off. I clicked on it again. My god! How stupid am I? Daybreak is at hand. Everything will be sorted. Ruslan and Lumilla. Click. I thought you wouldn't pick up. I'll hang up when I have to. Still, we've got one last bit of time. Does Professor Hume count as my mother? Why are you so fixated on this question? If he's my mother, that makes us sisters. And if he's not, then wouldn't I be a big joke? Am I crazy? No, of course not. Then you're not a joke. Arthur Hume. That was his real name. Emma freezes, as though she doesn't know how to reply. However, she's not willing to let time tick by just like that. You will always have the key to the summer garden. Yeah, I know. Click. Ludmilla hangs up, and then she sighs heavily. For some reason, what little nervousness she had left is completely gone now. She suddenly plants her head onto the wall of the train carriage. A moment later, her athletic frame launches itself upward and lands on the roof of the carriage. The meandering train is like a great rotting serpent. The air is filled with the gloom of the night, and the moon is hanging on the edge of the sky, faintly tinged with a lonesome red. Crouching on top of the carriage, Lumina scans the sky around with her eagle eyes. At this moment, she is like a hawk, gathering strength for a power dive. She studies her prey mercilessly. She retrieves a couple of IR beacons from her waist pouch and tosses them to either side of the train. This small movement is enough to alert the patrolling troopers. There's someone on the roof. Sheila tailing chlorites. Suspicious target sighted escaping on the top of the long snake. A hail of bullets throws up a shower of sparks on the train roof in an instant. Meanwhile, Lumina's athletic form instantly fades from view. Suspicious target is rapidly heading in the 3 o'clock direction. No, it's 6 o'clock. Shouts of bullets fill the air above the train. A grey silhouette darts nimbly through the barrage of rounds. Starting from the roof of carriage 2, Lumina has been making a mad dash all this while, and in just about a dozen seconds she's reached the end of her course. Or rather, she's like a carnivorous beast with claws bad. She's ready to plunge them deep into her enemies' throats. Phew. Lumina stands firm on top of the train. The bullets ricocheting off the metal exterior of the train nearly graze on the temple. She looks up, and her blazing eyes seem to burn through the scant clouds of the night sky. 10 minutes exactly. Her stick is like a scepter, establishing a hero's throne for her. The ruined serpentine bulwark acts like a divine beast under command and helps her banish the annoying disruption. Right now, she is bathed in firelight. She holds her head high atop this mass of steel. Allied region has been marked. Safe zone 150-200 meters out. Clear to open fire. Following a crisp yet sonorous statement, the communicator beeps in response. Roger that. A deafening explosion erupts in mid-air directly above Lumilla's head, sparking a frenzy of violent activity. The panicked soldiers all raise their guns, but in that extremely brief opening, beyond the 2 flanks of Lumilla is established the tanks, clearly visible in the distance. A moment later, ethereal flames and the smell of metal roll out on waves of heat. A tank weighing several dozen tons is thrown into the air before crashing heavily back to Earth. Airstrike! Everything will be sorted. Any new dialogue here? No, up the toilet. No, I see. Nope, nothing new here. The wrong button. Night battle. What is our mission? First of all, eliminate all 3 Hydra squads. Destroy all artillery positions. I see. So there's 5 artillery positions, and probably Hydras somewhere. Eventually. Let's start this off with the rifle squads. After I repair them, obviously. Squad Hydra is immensely powerful. It's better to coordinate with Miller and avoid direct confrontation. Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ, yeah, that is immensely powerful. And it's a devastating airstrike that affects all units and facilities within a 1-node radius of self at the start of the next rounds. Cannot move after enacted, but this cannot be cancelled by any means, including death. Don't we lose? No, we don't lose if she dies. Interesting. You are alerted to these tiles. Interesting. Let me grab this real quick. We shall deploy a U. Wait, no, we shouldn't move here anyway. Yeah. Blow up the path on here. Is that also an alerted position? We can't see. This shall be my first turn. Just see what happens. The enemy seems to be randomly moving here. Okay, first things first, we should try to get rid of the artillery positions near us as soon as possible. This means that I'm going to rush this one up here. It's currently the only one that doesn't have any units on it. I shall also rush this heliport on here, for the simple reason that we shall get one more move point, which is pretty good, all things considered. Plop. Is there a timer limit here? 9 rounds, 3 enemies. I mean, we've already killed 1 enemy. That shouldn't be too difficult, the enemy part. But they're all dead. Next up, we shall move you out and spawn another squad here. More move points. And keep the enemy from spawning behind us. Didn't even get to use our skills here. The enemy is really not that strong at times. I need to make sure that I know how many ferry points I have left. Ah, not many. Just turn that off. Only turn it on when I need it. We need to spawn a little squad here, which we shall go for. Squad. Which squad are we going for? Yeah, squad 12. Squad 12 is good. Squad 12 is nice. You shall move to this turn up here. Going here would be suicide, so that's not good. But we can capture more heliports. Get rid of every single enemy in our back line. And more importantly, get even more movement points. So we can strike at whatever we want, whenever we want it. What I think we have to do is lure in the enemy and blast around Ludmilla. So we need to have all the enemies that we need to destroy around her. Now this squad, while not the best at night battle, should be enough to hold. As long as the enemy has nothing armor piercing, this might be a little bit annoying because there's going to be artillery involved. Yep. But if the battle ends soon enough... No, it did not. Okay, we have to get rid of the artillery quickly. But that's why we collected all of those movement points, so it should be fine. Critically damaged. Well, it's not really that critical. That's fine. So we have 13 movement points. And we can duck and weave through the area like no tomorrow. There's one of the big guys. Enemy, yep, there's an enemy right there. It's a dead end. But we got rid of the most problematic artillery point, so that's fine. That artillery position up there is not currently occupied, so that's good. Now this squad is going to absolutely get murdered. Because even though it's night battle, these machine guns pack a punch. Still 13 movement points. And a lot of places we can move to. We don't have any heavy helipods, do we? No, that would be too good. There's an open artillery position right here. There's another one right here. And there's another one right here. There you are, my friends. So we now know where two of them are. I'm guessing that the last one's up here somewhere. Okay. Very good. That is all of the artillery removed from the play. So we can now actually advance and deal with some of the enemies a little bit better. You have a massive vision radius. Interesting. More importantly, you need to move. And we might actually be able to get rid of even more enemies. And they can't spawn anymore, so eventually it should just be the big guys left. Well, what we're gonna do here is move you down here. Very good. Now that was the last bit of our movement points. But I think that's okay. You can see one of the big guys. And I'm pretty sure that the other two are one up there and one in the very far back corner, because none of those have moved. Which means, considering they're alerted, we need to find a position that is the equal distance from here, here, and here. That one has just gone red. Why have you gone red? Was it from earlier? Okay, it was. That's fine. So, 1, 2... 1, 2, 1, 2... But that doesn't work because I need to have her surrounded by the enemy. So I need to find something where all of them need 3 moves to, which would be a little bit weird. I mean, first of all, we should probably check whether or not that's the correct position that I'm looking for. There's number 2. There's number 3. So you are probably going to move down here, because that's the closest path. You will move down here as well. You'll move over here. That's not far enough. This place here might work. Maybe. The good thing is, every other enemy on the map is dead. As far as I can tell. Basically, what is currently happening here is the fact that we are sacrificing Miller. And there's probably a way to go around this without doing that. Some kind of cheese strategy, you might say. You go there, you go there. You are not... Where are you alerted to? Interesting. I'm gonna have you stand right here. That's one, that's one, that's one. And if the enemy moves smart, that would be perfect. 1, 2, 3. Ruslan, this is Midnight Star. Prepare to adjust fire. Authorization code FIN. Over. Midnight Star, this is Ruslan. Authorization code accepted. Ready. Over. Direction 064, distance 220, up 40. Please repeat. Direction 64, distance 220, up 40. Confirmed. Ready to command. Fire. Now, Luke Miller will die here. That's undoubtedly going to happen because there's no way in hell that you fight this with this squad and not die. So we withdraw. Mission success. S-rank. Very good. The thing is that it probably plays to the story as well, and Miller is probably dead. Hailing Ruslan 2. Oh, $T ends one. Alright, yep. We've met the maximum. Again. So Switch is getting a little bit more $T pumped into her. While we dismantle some 3 stars. Very good, very good. Ride of the Valkyries. A really good song. 15 minutes ago. Click. Comms established. State your coordinates, Midnight Star. We need to double check them. Latitude 50, so yeah, okay. Coordinates sent. Coordinates confirmed. We'll be there in 15 minutes. Please be ready to take in civilians. Understood. Click. Call ended. A fiery blaze engulfs everything the eye can see. Even the filthy earth is being burned to pale ashes. Midnight Star, this is Ruslan 2. Fire adjustment completed. Now waiting further instructions. I have no eyes in the air. I need some help with spotting. Over. This is Midnight Star. Preparing spotting drone. Over. A UAV hovers over Luke Miller's head, like a falcon circling its falconer, searching for traces of the enemy. Midnight Star, commencing first pass. Over. The white phosphorus bombs drop from midair, instantly ignite the woodlands. Amongst the roaring blaze, the tank is blasted into the sky and instantly turns into a pile of scrap metal. The rain has stopped, but the dark clouds hang in the sky in the night. The dark clouds in the night sky have not dissipated. It's time for Ruslan to hunt. Midnight Star commencing second pass. Over. That can't be all of the enemy's armored units. They definitely have other artillery positions, but the question is where? The circling UAV whisks swiftly over the woods while staying low. Say where, Virginia. I mean, potentially. Considering the fact that they created a chemical weapon that emits radiation that turns people into zombies, I think so, yes. It's been 1 minute and 30 seconds since the first bombing run. If they have other artillery positions, why aren't they attacking? Miller raises an eyebrow. Having reached the realization, she brings the UAV further down to an even more dangerous altitude. Midnight Star commencing third. That's technically only 1 violation. Yeah. Miller immediately assumes a defensive position. A shell fired from a distance hits the front carriage squarely from the side, overturning it indirectly. The mighty explosion generates a wave of smoke and dust, mixed with flying dirt and blood. Miller, who was originally standing on top of the front carriage, is blown away by the huge impact, and the broken body smashes heavily into the mud like a dying eagle. She stumbles to her feet unsteadily. The tablet she has been desperately trying to shield from a blast is showing nothing but static. The spotting drone has been destroyed. Click. Rosalind 2 speaks again through the heavy static on the communicator as it begins to circle around for its second pass. Drone signal lost. Midnight Star, I can't fire blinds. Copy that, keep circling. While she searches for the enemy, they are also looking for her drone. Now they are both aware of each other's location. That's probably the last of their heavy artillery. She must make most of the Rosalind 2 before the support arrives. She can still give directions from the ground, even with allies in the air. After making sure that her body is functional, the Umbrella reaches into her waist pouch and fishes out all the remaining IR beacons. Left hand, right hand, shoulders, forehead, she ties the beacons all onto herself, knowing that they will easily be spotted by Rosalind. The infantry units nearby are scattered and defeated. She can even see the stragglers hastily trying to retreat. She cannot afford to fall here. Rosalind 2, I will light up your target with moving beacons. Prepare to fire. Well then. IR beacon sighted, moving target confirmed. Final command acknowledged, weapons hot. Launching 4 PRM Grom missiles at target so-and-so. Second strike completed. Moving target disappeared, confirming with the ground units. Evo signal lost, now returning to base. Mission accomplished. There goes the Miller. Rumble. The sounds of gunshots and explosions have subsided on the desolate earth. The fire still blazing in the woods crackles every now and then, every now and then, lighting up the otherwise dark and indifferent night sky. At last, silence reigns here once more. MBV Elmo in the red zone, to the east of Poznan. Target's coordinates seem off. Information provided by Midnight Star is accurate. ELT is still transmitting. Then that leaves one possibility. The ELT signal has been tampered with. Report the signal variance to the commander. The enemy may be interfering with our systems. Goodbye, armor. Well... Maintenance room. Okay. The purification system is functioning normally. It's only by hearing that sound that Lucas can tell that he is indeed about the future. Otherwise, he'd be asleep. Since they don't know how much longer they'll be here, they've shut down all the other sources of power consumption other than the purification system. Even after the terrifying round of shelling, nobody has anything to say. They aren't even wailing or bemoaning their fate. What everyone is waiting for is dawn. Excuse me, Lucas. Do you have any sweets? Lucas' half-closed eyes immediately open. He glances at the doctor, who is sitting off to the side with his eyes closed, and replies grumpily. Mr. Pavel, there's only water and compressed biscuits in the emergency kits. If you want anything else, you should ask Miss Susanna. Pardon me, I was rash. I'll ask somebody else. Lucas pricks up his ears. The doctor's breathing is stable and rhythmic. He's probably in deep sleep. The doctor is very tired. Could you please not disturb him? I'm sorry. He's done a lot for Rosita. Could you please let him rest a little? I apologize. But I do not intend to disturb Mr. Rogosa. It's just that Rosita hasn't eaten for an entire day. I'm worried about her. Hypoglycemia is in a high priority condition, and he hasn't been this tired for a long time. The fever just broke, and I'm worried that body won't be able to take it. I don't know how much longer we must wait, so I'm feeling a little anxious. I'm sorry. But I just can't find anything that I can immediately replenish her blood sugar. Oh yes, there's one more thing I must trouble you with. Go ahead. Pavel mulls over how to phrase his words as he sits on the floor. He keeps entering letters, then deleting them, and only after going back and forth many times does he finally hit the enter key. I bought an ampoule of Idon on the Cold Express. I would like to pay for the serum that the doctor used on Rosita with it. Idon? I'm sorry, I know that the ampoule won't be enough to make up for everything the doctor has done for Rosita. I don't mean that as a compensation. No, I do have to compensate the doctor. My apologies, I am not good with words. I'm very grateful to the Doctor, so I would like to express my gratitude. However, I have nothing to give other than what I've obtained from the black market. Do you have any idea what you're saying? Galatea stopped producing it. Item is now priceless. It's even more expensive than that serum. Then that is as it should be. But I don't think the Doctor will accept it. That's just how he is. Then please help me hand it to the Doctor. I'll send you the transaction code. Please contact Quimby for collection. Ah, I suddenly remember something that might be of use in Carriage 2. You can try looking for it if you have night vision. There's a metal case under the Doctor's seat that contains some locum. If you find it, think of a way to get it in here. I'll help you feed it to Rosita. I'm not trying to compensate you either. Don't get the wrong idea. Thank you. Don't thank me too soon. It might have been ruined by the impact on the bombardment. Is locum the same rose-flavoured candy from the Chronicles of Narnia? You know about it? Yeah, Rosita likes it a lot. So does Dr. Lugosa. I'll try to find it. You find it faster if you have a magnet. It's a candy box made of steel. Thank you. Pavel hangs up. Miss Maggie, do you have a magnet? Nope. Why, going to play with magnets? I'm sorry, I'm looking for a metal box. You're going to look for a metal box inside a ruined carriage. Who do you think you are? Valley? All the fucking references right now. Well, I guess they just fired off a few rounds of shell outside, so there's nothing much for us to do besides to detain ourselves. Unfortunately, I don't have one. Maybe you could try looking inside Susanna's workroom. Thank you. I'll try searching for it. Megas produced 2 intact wine glasses out of nowhere. She places the glasses on the floor, then picks up a somewhat dirty shaker and wipes it off with her sleeve. Meanwhile, Irma's curled up into a ball opposite Maggie as she watches her in a daze. The whole place is a mess, and only the spot where they are seated is anything close to tidy. Aren't you sad? Oh yes, I am. There's only half a bottle of gin left. I mean, about Catherine and Lumilla. The signals are completely gone. I don't even know if we'll have a chance to recover the cause. Rather than sitting around and waxing melancholy for no reason, don't you think you have something more meaningful to do? But what can you do now? Maggie opens the shaker and pours the drink into the glasses. Although they're a little dirty, she drops an olive oil into each of them. Maggie then pushes the glass in front of Irma. I'm doing one of the most important things of my life. Mixing a drink. This is the first time I've tried mixing something like this. Give it a try. Irma wraps herself up more tightly in a cape, trying to refuse the drink with silence. Maggie places both glasses in front of herself and takes a sip. She licks her lips and sighs. She wouldn't have put the olives in after all. The dust ruined the taste. You know, we're going to Griffin together. Would you mind not being so standoffish? We have nothing to talk about. How could that be? As a businesswoman, there's nothing in this world that I can't talk about. Think of it as a game of 20 questions. Come to think of it, there's something I've been meaning to ask you for a while now. What is it? Why are you killing the Dr. Hume mother? I mean, he was a male both biologically and mentally, right? So, you can't call men mother? Fine, you win. Alright, your turn. What do you want to ask? Why is Catherine the King of Hearts while you're the Queen of Hearts? Because she is the true Miss Poker. What does that mean? It means she's a better scammer than me. I couldn't tell. That's because my style is more showy. Still, haven't you noticed the problem yet? The Hellbleed Miller said would be coming is long overdue. Maybe they were delayed? Nah, if she says 10 minutes, I'm sure as hell she doesn't mean 9 minutes and 59 seconds. But we can't do anything other than wait. If we wait too long, our luck will eventually run out. Actually, my real stock and trade is seances. You can summon a spirit? That's not scientific. It's very spiritual, though. Ah, don't sweat the small stuff. Anyway, haven't you heard of beginner's luck? Newbies are always pretty decent at this sort of thing. 54 poker cards are neatly laid out face down on the table in front of Erba. Opposite her, Meki picks up the other wine glass and takes a leisurely sip from it. What are you doing? Pick a card. Emma goes by instinct and flips over the nearest to her. It's the King of Spades. Maggie's eyebrows rise. That's one hell of a draw. What does the card mean? It means somebody on the train is hindering our escape. But it was a totally random draw. Don't you think it's a little much to take it so seriously? Maggie smiles and scoops up the deck. I told you, beginner's luck is a thing. Alright, the last Cold Express of the night is about to depart. I'll take care of your body. Don't worry about something as trivial as my body. I have more important tasks for you. Please don't sue. I don't understand. What does Maggie say? Cold Express heading out again. Well, I think this might be the last one that I do for the day, and then continue tomorrow. What lies at the end of the night? Some say it's death, some say it's the abyss, but Tarius disagrees. That is because she has gained immortality and witnessed a miracle. But at this moment, a familiar yet sinister silence surrounds her. The crisp sounds of bells fills the air, and the heavy fog consumes Tarius entirely. Welcome to the seance room. From beneath hell I gaze up at heaven. A crystal glass of tequila slammer reflects the soul in its truest form. The liquor cleanses the blood vessels, leaving happiness behind, leaving sorrow behind, leaving madness behind, leaving silence behind. The clear chime of the bell sounds again, and Tarius opens her eyes. The same old play again. Such antiquated sense of aesthetics has no place in the modern world. Much like some dolls, Maggie. However, there's a slight difference. This time, Tarius is not sitting in the audience. Instead, she is on stage. She is wearing Christine's lavish gown and holding the hand of the man in black. The man sings soulfully. Though you turn from me, to glance behind, the phantom of the opera is there. Inside your minds. Tarius scoffs and makes to deploy a floating cannons. However, she can't seem to do it. Tarius cautions herself over and over again. She needs to keep calm. Her opponent is nothing more than a piece of trash modified by Paradeus. All the answers are written on her own virtual cognition image. Found it. She finds the clear code for the seance room, the solution to the true riddle. Those who have seen your face, draw back in fear. I am the mask you wear. I am the mask you wear. Shut up. I am the mask you wear. Shut up, all of you. Those who have seen your face, draw back in fear. I am the mask you wear. Nobody can command me, and I'm not afraid. Those hovering cannons fall like hailstones and smash the entire stage. Once again, the sound of bells chimes forth. Yeah, okay, it's the same thing again. This again! Loud laughter comes from all around her. The mood is the same, and so is the scene. Countless faces file past countless faces file past her like before, filling the air with the thick scent of cologne, sneeze-inducing cigar smoke, and the unique fragrance of a casino. Mysterious, deal me a hand. I want to play Follow the Queen. To hell with your Follow the Queen! The massive overhead lights fall towards Tarius. Tarius' mech runs past the pile of lights. The lights transform into a gigantic poker card. The King of Spades. The crisp, clear sound of bell chimes the air once more. Okay. Tarius is so fed up with this that she doesn't even bother to play along with the disguise for a moment. Is she destroying her own neural cloud? You rat, get the hell out of here! The floating blades are like bullets striking cotton. Even the sound of explosions is muted. Ah! That's creepy. Two suns, each illuminating a path. The path of the mundane world and the path of the merciful Father. Sanctum turned into the devil's pit, the scales into an altar, drenched in sinner's blood. Each fury with her nails was tearing at her breast. They smote them with their palms and shrieked so loud. When halfway through the journey of a life, through this heaven and hell world we led. Grey. Big Sister Grey. Thou wast made before I am made. No, you're not Big Sister Grey. The anguish thou art in perchance withdraws thee from my memory. We shall be together in neither heaven nor hell, neither cursed nor redeemed. I did not die, nor yet remained alive. You trash, how dare you mock up something like this? For the first time, Darius shows genuine hatred. Is this what you most fear, Miss Darius? Trash, trash! I wish I could look at myself in the mirror right now. I want to see what kind of person and situation would fill you with fear and dread. Get lost! How disgusting. So that's what you are. Neither completely human nor completely doll. Instead, a half-breed. Terrace exhales heavily. Fortunately, there are more secrets left to be uncovered. Snap. She just does it again. I have mosquitoes all over my fucking face right now. Snap. I'm going to kill you! Hey, did you know? There are actually things in my neurocloud that are still completely mine. Yes, the Germans are old hats, but they're still the most effective. And regardless of how you modify me, I still love myself best. Right, Catherine. Don't worry, I'll make sure I pay out for you as well. Well, however, that shall not be happening today, because I will be ending my stream for today. I've gone quite a bit over, because it was interesting. And so now I shall check who is currently online and rate them. And there's a few people online. Who do we say hello to today? I don't know what this game is, so let's go say hello to Nitro, who's currently playing Cassette Beasts. Yeah, Beasts. Beasts. That's correct. Let's go say hello as I end my stream and be back tomorrow with more Gods Frontline. Where shit's wacky and weird. And I can't wait for the commander to arrive. Or, well, our forces, technically. Anyway, have a good night. Thank you very much for being here. And I do hope that I'll see you again. Bye.